Teaching social work at the University of Birmingham, we're constantly working to refine and improve our learning and teaching approaches. For example, using inquiry-based blended learning methods in child protection teaching has resulted in some significant improvements in students' confidence in applying that learning to their practice.
When we teach social work students about child protection, we have to make sure that they possess basic levels of knowledge about multi-agency policies, child protection law, and skills in assessment, communication, reflection and problem solving. Not all students get the opportunity on placement to experience child protection processes. This means that it's imperative that our teaching in this area is effective.
Feedback from students suggested they wanted a more hands-on approach to practice their learning in this area whilst within the safe confines of university. Gary and I redesigned the teaching approach to include 3 interlinked methods. We used face-to-face teaching, web-based activities and role-play sessions. The learning process was triggered and held together by a child protection case study that the students took from referral right through to a role-played case conference.
We placed the students into fictional teams to encourage them to develop the skills of problem solving and explore different perspectives related to the case study presented to them.
In our groups, working with the case study, we were able to put our heads together to think about how we would work on the solutions. Everyone had a different approach or offered and contributed different things. So it was really helpful to just kind of take in the views of the other people and maybe consider things that you hadn't even really thought about before.
The group work really encouraged the development of team working, negotiating and communication skills, and forced the students to think on their feet as they would have to in real life social work practice.
To encourage the development of important social work skills such as research and independent learning, rather than a lecture, students accessed knowledge they required to work with the case study through a set of inquiry-based online activities. This approach provided students with flexibility and time to digest and reflect on their learning.
When there were elements that I didn't understand, I could go back to the reading material and just clarify.
The online quizzes helped me understand how the child protection processes worked.
It was also valuable because it allowed for flexibility and I was able to access this at a time of convenience.
One of the advantages of studying social work at Birmingham is that we can create all of our multimedia learning materials in-house. We're not reliant on others, therefore we build learning designs and resources that are specifically geared to meet the needs of our students.
The final day of teaching allows students to put their learning into practice in a lifelike situation. In a mock case conference, they have an opportunity to apply and reflect on their learning.
The role play this afternoon allowed us to be able to appreciate other people's roles within the whole case conference environment, and it's really useful in terms of taking it into practice in the future because it can be quite daunting when you first do it, and at least you know what's going to go on and what's expected of you.
This learning approach challenged me because before I'd undertaken this teaching I had no experience of statutory work. So 3 days of teaching allowed me to systematically understand the process.
We know this approach has been successful. Former students come back and tell us that they continue to use this learning to good effect in practice. We're not complacent. Year in and year out, as a social work team, we continue to tweak all of our teaching and learning approaches to ensure that the students who study social work here at the University of Birmingham are as well prepared as possible for their future careers.